Hi, you're with Jason here at True Vintage RC, and I have some video footage taken from back at 2017 at the St Ives, Sydney, Australia electric off-road buggy track, which was of course home to the famous 1989 IFMAR World Titles. This place is, well, it means a lot to a number of us here because it's still, well, at this date it was not too far different from what the original track was. The club had undergone some changes, but the original circuit, part of it is still there, and the red clay with the loamy sand on the top is still there, and I know it's had some changes over the years, but you know, it still has that same nostalgic feel. Well, it did back in 2017. So yeah, this was a vintage event, and the cars you're seeing in front of you now are of course the two-wheel drive stock class. And in Australia, our two-wheel drive stock class for these vintage events, we all run the same 540 silver can motors, which are either a handout or it's a 540J Johnson from memory. And yeah, so it keeps the racing close, it's competitive, and it's very affordable. So it's grown to be a very popular class, and as you can see by the numbers of cars that are burning around here, you know, there's lots of contenders. So on this day I had my two boys with me, and I'm racing my original Schumacher Topcat, and later on in this video you'll see my four-wheel drive Procat running in modified class. And my mother was kind enough to come along on this day, and God bless her, she did the best she could. She had my handy cam and did her best to record what she could. Of course, having no experience with the camera, I had to go back and edit a ton of the footage, and I did actually put up some footage on my channel a number of years ago, and it was just so hard to watch. I got a lot of negative comments, and who can blame the viewers, because it was doing my head in to look at it. So I've spent quite a bit of time editing out all the absolute garbage and trying to find a little bit of value left in what I had. So yeah, at least I can show you what the vintage cars are doing back in 2017 at St Ives Showgrounds, where the club is held. Moving on now, I've got the Procat just in its element. This car, I just can't say enough great things about it because it's a super performer. In my opinion, I just find it to be the most reliable four-wheel drive modified car of that era. It just never lets me down. It's very well balanced. It does everything I want it to do. In fact, I give it an absolute hiding, and yeah, it's held up, and it keeps delivering good performance. So yeah, like it's my favourite four-wheel drive to run in modified. And there's my little boy back there on the side, Josh. He's very young there and all excited to watch his dad race his Procat and four-wheel drive mod, I guess. And yeah, so what an amazing facility this is. You know, it just really harks back to that era of the 89 IFMAR, and the park still looks very similar to what it would have been back then. So anyone who would have been at that event would see this now and go, you know, they'd bring back a lot of good memories, I'd say. Anyway, so yeah, the video's nearly coming to an end, and in the edit I had to laugh because I tried to put things together to at least look a little bit entertaining, and at the very end of this video you're going to see I don't know how I managed to pull it off, but the Procat comes off this jump here and absolutely gets wickedly out of control, but somehow it straightens up and it gets back on the straight and it powers down around that corner. So there wasn't any tricky editing, it was just that Mum hadn't videoed it very well, but yeah, the car just kept going, and yeah, it's a true testament to the car that Schumacher built back then. So anyway, yeah, thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please give us a like, and if you want to see more content, please subscribe.